Hi everyone, this is Kristen, and today I'm here with a great product for all you PopSocket fans out there. This is the Otter Pop Symmetry Series case for iPhone 11 Pro. So like the name would indicate, this is an OtterBox symmetry case that has a built-in PopSocket. Very nice slim form factor because you have this built in so it doesn't stick out as much. It's going to slide more easily in and out of pockets and handbags. Also be a little bit more secure because this is built in. Of course, you have the ability to swap out PopTops with this. And you can do wireless charging with a PopTop attached in some cases, but with some wireless chargers you may need to remove it. Very interesting product here from OtterBox and PopSockets. Let's take a closer look. Looking at the construction of this case, like your typical OtterBox symmetry case, this is a combination of a hard polycarbonate material and a more flexible synthetic rubber material. Overall, relatively rigid case in the hand, bit more flex on the sides where you have the rubber. Now going to the interior, this is where this really differs from a typical symmetry case. If you look at a regular symmetry case here versus this one, you can see there is a jut out in the interior here to accommodate your pop socket. I did have one viewer ask me whether I thought that this was potentially going to cause a problem for your phone, maybe a scratch hazard, but I honestly don't think so. Basically, your phone is going to be resting up against this rather than on the back here, but the result is that you just have more of an air gap for additional protection for your phone. So I think it's fine. The phone seems to fit in here very securely. I don't think that there's anything on here which is going to potentially scratch your phone. I think that you are in good shape there. This is very slightly thicker than a typical symmetry case. If you look at these two together, you can see that got a little bit more thickness here to accommodate, again, the pop socket on the back, but not much. It's mostly about the same thickness as a regular symmetry case. Overall, really nice case for your iPhone 11 Pro. Putting your phone in this case is pretty straightforward. Simply just put in one side, press it all the way in, and then clip on your other corners. Once on, you can see we have a nice tight fit overall on the phone. However, the areas over your volume up and down buttons, your side button, and your port openings are a little bit too flexy for my liking. I wish that these areas were a bit tighter, but overall I think we have a nice secure fit on the phone. Looking at the amount of lip we have on here, we got a nice high protective lip around the screen. Everything looks great here. This is going to fit with many case compatible screen protectors. Currently I have the Zag Glass Elite on here. Everything fits really well with the Glass Elite. This is also going to fit well with OtterBox Amplify and many other case compatible screen protectors, so you're not going to have any issue there. Looking at our port openings, these are nicely positioned and nicely sized. I appreciate the fact that we have asymmetrical port openings for this asymmetrical design in terms of our ports on the phone. I think that that is very nice, and you should be able to fit many third-party lightning cables here, which is excellent. Going around to the sides, we have a nice amount of grip on here. This is half rubber and half polycarbonate. The gray part is a nice grippy rubber and the green part is this polycarbonate material. Our buttons here are outstanding, very nice and clicky, very responsive, and you are not going to have any issues in getting to your mute switch. Nice wide area there. Going over here to our side button, again, extremely responsive, no issues, and we have some OtterBox branding here as well. Looking at the back of the case, I think everything looks very nice on this version of the case. We have a matte finish polycarbonate here on the back. Should be quite fingerprint and scratch resistant, although keep in mind that not all of the OtterBox Symmetry Otter Pop cases have the same sort of a matte polycarbonate on the back. The other two we're going to look at today have a glossy polycarbonate and thus do not have the same resistance against fingerprints and scratching that this one is going to have, so be aware of that. Got some OtterBox branding down here at the bottom, relatively big, so if you're not into branding, then you might want to choose actually one of the glossy ones because those don't have the branding down here at the bottom. They just have little branding on the side on the rubber area. So as far as the amount of protection that we have for the protruding camera, everything is very nicely protected here, no issues there, and overall really quite a nice look and feel here. Really quite a slim case, although as I mentioned, a little bit thicker than a typical symmetry case because we do have this pop socket here on the back. So the pop socket has quite a flush appearance here because it is located in a little bit of a dip on the case, so that it's not going to stick out nearly as much as your typical pop socket on the back of a case. So I think that that is definitely a good thing. And overall, I think it has a much sleeker, much nicer appearance. This is going to give you a nice grip in the hand. Definitely much more secure way of holding your phone, and also of course this is quite a nice media stand. Got a couple different angles that you can use the media stand in. You can have it this way and then you can flex it slightly, so changes the angle very slightly there as well. Nice and secure, really works quite well. Now this is a swappable pop top on here, so you can change out the look of the case by putting a different pop top on here. This is relatively easy to do. You just press in and turn and then remove the pop top. It's also quite easy to put a pop top back on. Simply just put it in place and twist in order to lock into place. It's probably a good thing that removing and replacing your pop top is relatively easy, because you may need to do that in order to successfully wirelessly charge with this case. In the Otter Pop product description, OtterBox mentions that you may need to remove your pop top in order to successfully wirelessly charge with this case, and in my experience, I need to do it with one of my wireless chargers and not with the other. With my Mophie wireless charger, I have absolutely no luck about 95% of the time. Occasionally I get it to wirelessly charge with this one, but generally not. However, with my Samsung wireless charger, I have basically 100% success rates. So I'm not really sure what the reason behind this is. Perhaps the Mophie, with its completely horizontal position, is not able to get the correct angle in order to work with wireless charging with this case, whereas the Samsung wireless charger, with its semi-reclined position, is able to successfully make a connection. Not really sure what the deal is, but at any rate, one of them works and one of them doesn't, so be aware of that. Also, if you had one of the Otter Pop Symmetry cases last year and had no issue with wireless charging, that does not mean that that's going to be the case this year. Last year with the iPhone XS Max Otter Pop Symmetry case, I had no problems whatsoever with wireless charging. This year, using the same two wireless chargers, I do. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're considering purchasing an Otter Pop Symmetry case. Removing this case from your phone is pretty straightforward. Simply just start in the one corner, press it out, and then go down to the bottom corner and do the same thing, and then you can pop the rest of the phone out. Moving on to the white marble Otter Pop Symmetry case. Again, same basic look here, same fit exactly. There's a nice look on the sides here where you can see your white marble back. We have contrasting white buttons. I think that this is a nice touch. Again, exactly the same functionality, exactly the same fit. The only difference here is that you have a very different grip in the hand because this is a glossy polycarbonate. Also quite a different look here on the back. So this material here is not going to have the same scratch resistance or fingerprint resistance that you had with the matte version that I just showed you, so definitely keep that in mind. However, some people might say that glossy polycarbonate actually has a little bit more grip than a matte polycarbonate. I think that has a lot to do with personal preference and whether your hands tend to be sweaty or not. Some people think that this is actually a grippier feel to it, and other people think it's actually slippery. What I will say is that it definitely is going to show more fingerprints and scratch more easily, so do keep that in mind. Other than that, very attractive look. Looks really great, I think, on a silver iPhone 11 Pro. Very pretty here. Plenty of protection everywhere. And then looking at our pop socket. Again, looks very nice. Nice amount of grip here, very nice and secure. Works well also as a stand. And of course, always fun to play with. Finally, looking at our third Otter Pop Symmetry version here. This one is called Violet Dusk. Nice glossy finish on here, looks really attractive, although of course glossy polycarbonate does have its issues. Very attractive look on here. Nice appearance on a silver iPhone. We do have the OtterBox branding over here on the rubber part. However, on the back there is no branding, just the same as on the white marble. Don't have the branding that you do on your matte polycarbonate version. Really pretty here, but of course you have to be careful about fingerprints and scratching. Same fit as on the others. Everything looks great. Very attractive case on the phone. One thing to be aware of with an Otter Pop Symmetry case as opposed to a standard symmetry case with a pop socket attached onto the back is that you do have a little bit less space for your fingers to go into because the pop socket is located in a little bit of a dip here on your Otter Pop, and so that the actual finger space ends up being a bit less. However, the fact that this collapses down into a much more flush form factor is definitely worth it for some people. I guess it depends on how large your fingers are. If you have really large fingers, you might find that this one is a little bit cramped. Personally, I think that they both fit okay. I just have more space for my fingers with a standard pop socket arrangement as opposed to the one in the Otter Pop. Overall, I think that this is a great case if you're looking for a slim protective case for your iPhone 11 Pro and you are a fan of PopSockets. You definitely get more functionality with this case than you would get with a standard OtterBox Symmetry case, and I love the way the integrated pop socket is so slim and sleek here. It's definitely going to slide much more easily in and out of pockets and handbags, and overall just has a much nicer, more finished appearance on here. You do get all that great pop socket functionality in terms of your grip, as well as an excellent media stand. I do wish that they had done a better job with this case in terms of integrating wireless charging functionality. However, in the event that you do need to remove your PopTop for wireless charging, it's really quite easy, and I don't think that it is a major downside of this case. Overall, I think that this is an excellent choice for your iPhone 11 Pro if you're looking for a slim protective case with a twist. Again, we've been looking at the Otter Pop Symmetry Series case for iPhone 11 Pro. This product is available directly from OtterBox as well as from many other retailers, and it has an MSRP of $60.95. Color-wise, we're looking at the Mint to Be, Violet Dusk, and White Marble featured in this review, as well as Black, Island Ombre, Mauvelous, and Lollipop. Many thanks to the kind folks at OtterBox for sending me out these samples to review. I will put links below where you can find out more about this product, and if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below and I will do my best to address them. And if you're interested in subscribing to my channel and have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button because I have lots more great case and other accessory reviews coming up. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer, and this is the Otter Pop Symmetry Series case for iPhone 11 Pro. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.